virtual food and beverage meeting.
Okay.
I'm going to read off our vision. Our vision is to be exceptional service to our residents by providing the ultimate dining experience through delicious food, the best service, and dining dialogue. I'm going to start with Chef Don. He's going to introduce himself and tell him something a little bit about himself.
My name is Don Zajac, and I'm really happy to be here. In fact, it'll be my 1 month anniversary tomorrow that I'm excited about. It's like 4 weeks really flew by awfully fast. I do have a very background. I have independent living, memory care, and assisted living in my background. I have worked, helped open up the Empress Casino, worked at hotels and restaurants, and have been a corporate chef and kind of seen all the different facets of our business through a nearly 40-year career. I also am very big into volunteerism. I'm the current president of the American Culinary Federation. For the Chicago chapter, I also sit on the board for Love of Chocolate, which is a scholarship foundation that gives back to youths wanting a pastry career. I also help out with After School Matters, which is a group, inner city group in Chicago, to help high schoolers create a future for themselves, whether they choose a trade school or a college. So it's quite the diverse background, and I'm very happy to bring it here, my background to the Carrington. With that comes some changes, and some of the changes one of the things I noticed is our need for more communication. So as well as the front of the house having double shift meetings, we make sure that we have that for the back of the house as well as type notes. Offering my apologies for my handwriting, but it's easier to type out a note and pass those on to other managers and the staff. So it's very clear and succinct as far as what's expected, and it's in black and white, so to speak. So that's one of the ways that we're helping communicate, and just evolving the menu as well. I've noticed some of the convenience items that maybe we want to move away from, meaning frozen vegetables and canned vegetables and things like that, and offering a better variety of fresh vegetables. It's also being cognizant of salt intake, using fats, but also in looking at some of the salads, incorporating some of the proteins as in an item like quinoa, and incorporating in the menu mix just some of those more interesting ideas. Even using an old heirloom grain like farro into salads, I think will help evolve our menus. As an example, for our Mother's Day menu, we're offering quite an ensemble with the following choices of shrimp cocktail, carved beef tenderloin, Chilean sea bass. Also offering the house salad with your choice of balsamic or ranch dressing, lobster bisque, twice baked potatoes, mixed vegetables of fresh red pepper, carrots, and broccoli. Really scrumptious dessert of apple caramel cheesecake, and a sugar-free cherry pie. And along with the menu, I know we've offered the same vegetable and the same starch for lunch and for dinner. It's kind of moving away from that where it's appropriate. If we're having sandwiches and salad for lunch right now as we offer it, using more of using chips rather than, if you're having a meatball sandwich, do you really want mashed potatoes with that? And just, again, thinking of the menu and thinking how it's creative, just to make a better impact and increase satisfaction for what's being offered.
Wonderful. Our next agenda is we're going to go over some questions that the residents had. We had one question. Was also going to ask about the more major difference in orders. How do you want us to handle such as rock entrees or an item you are looking forward to and it is left off? So I encourage a lot of the residents, if the delivery when it's made, that they forget to add a banana or they forget to add the juice or the bread, just simply call down to 131. That is the kitchen line. They'll either transfer you to my cell phone or they'll transfer to the kitchen. It's one line, 131. And we can correct that right away and we'll bring it up. But I encourage all the residents, if we are forgetting an entree or forgetting an item, just simply call down because we have staff in here until the late afternoon. So we'll bring up those items that were incorrect upstairs to you.
I have a question from
Yeah.
a resident. If it's not on the menu and they have a desire for bagels and lox, how do they handle that?
So if it's something that's not on the menu, for example, lox and bagel or just plain bagels or a banana one day, if it's not right on the menu, you can simply write it in. And if we have it, we'll serve it. If we're not having that entree for that day, we'll call you and let you know, listen, I'm so sorry we don't have this, but if you want anything, lox and bagels, if you want berries for dinner, if you want berries for lunch, just write it in and we'll deliver it to you. If you want a hamburger one day because you don't like the entrees, write it in. If you want a hot dog, anything like that, we have all those items in house and we'll deliver it to make sure you eat.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I do have one question.
Yes.
Are you going back to making potato chips here?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so,
Yeah.
because we got some chips, I thought,
Oh,
these
yeah.
look like the homemade
They
ones.
Again, it's the
It's
transition.
really good.
Not to make excuses, but, you know, being here a month, it's just, it's just simply just transitioning. So
Oh,
making sure
but
that
we
we're
haven't
not,
had homemade chips before you,
yeah,
Yeah.
so no, it's nice to see them come back.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a good potatoey chip, if you will. You can
Yeah,
get some of the
good.
chips that don't taste like potato, and these are, they're a nice product.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other more questions?
You got any more questions? Any questions? Other than, you're gonna go through the
I'll
cards?
go over, and then, we did receive some feedback that the soups were in small containers, so I talked with Chef, and we, instead of putting them in 8-ounce containers, they are now in 12-ounce. So you'll see a bigger portion for your stews and for your soups, they're in bigger containers now. We put more, product in there.
And increase the oatmeal, that they would like that increase, some of the
Yes.
residents.
So, I got a request that the oatmeal in the small containers, it's too small. So, starting tomorrow, I will make sure that the morning staff, and I'll speak with the supervisors too, that the oatmeal will now be in 12-ounce containers,
Very good.
in the bigger ones. Any other questions? So we are gonna start with the negative feedback, the concerns first. Sunday, April 19th, lunch. Both salads that were ordered were not delivered but they were called and they were brought up right away. Wednesday, April 29th, lunch. Turkey burger should have been grilled, not as good as it was. Sunday, April 19th, dinner. No butter rolls were delivered with dinner, as a matter of fact, with any meals for 2 weeks. Monday, April 20th, breakfast, no bagels and butter again with breakfast. Also, Mom and I ordered bananas and they were not delivered. Thursday, April 30th, food is not good. Whoever is the chef these days should realize veggies should not be overcooked and mushy. Pierogies are dumplings and should be steamed or broiled. What are we to do with he or she, the new chef, is not doing us a favor? Thursday, April 30th, food is very bad. Sunday, April 26th, the pasta was a good amount, but dry. No chicken and pineapple would fill a half a teaspoon. When making salads with pasta and mayo, it needs more flavor. Onion is too strong with fruits. Chopped chives is better. A bit of poppy seed dressing added to the mayo gives it more flavor. Sweetness to complement the fruit. Seasoning or dry ranch dressing also works well in mayo, but not too much. Sorry to complain so much. The meals have been really so good. Sunday's pot roast was so tough and dry. Have you changed meat suppliers or gone cheaper cut? Cooking carrots and onions with roast adds more flavor. Also, using Black Angus chunk roast are more flavorful and tender. The quality of food is more than poor, it's downright cheap. The quantity is for a 10-year-old. It has been brought to our attention to have a meeting outdoors with the cooks. That way, the food is being handled, they can't possibly call themselves chefs. Sunday, April 19th, dinner. The beef stew consisted of 3 bites of meat and 2 bites of potatoes, 1.5 cut mini carrots, and loads of gravy. Great dinner for a 5-year-old. Friday, May 1st. Need to meet the chef face to face for a meeting. Quality of food is awful. Worse since I moved here. Lunch. Regarding the Cobb salad which came with grilled chicken, very good. Now it has diced chicken, not good, not grilled, not good. Breakfast. What happened to the smoked salmon plate? Sometimes offered at breakfast, also muffins for breakfast. Friday, May 1st. I did not want to complain before because I know how hard everyone's working and trying their best. But since the tape was made and asking for the truth, I am giving it. The food is not good. The quality, taste, and temperature is bad. You rarely got what I ordered. I'm actually throwing out a lot what I got with no complaints. I am not the only one doing that. I feel bad writing this, but you asked for a response. I understand why things are the way they are. But I hope when we get back to normal, we get better food. Thank you, I am so sorry. Saturday, May 2nd. When salad is ordered, can you please include dressing? Sunday, May 3rd. Dinner. Unfortunately, this was the worst meal. The beef was impossible to chew because it was so tough, and also this was the second time no one knocked when the food is delivered, so the ice cream was melted. You can do better than this, and you have been lately. Thursday, April 30th. Just served turkey burger that was cooked awful, overcooked. Put it in the garbage tonight. Sorry, but we can't be perfect every day. But this was bad. Coffee did not come, but chips that were never ordered did. That's okay. Thank you. So we have one more issue from a resident. I'll read it off. These are frightening and difficult times. I so appreciate everything that the staff is doing to keep us safe. They are working very hard and I miss seeing them on a regular basis. I also miss the meals I was able to share with my new friends. Mealtime was a pleasant activity and meals were tasteful and plentiful. Now that we are having the meals delivered to our apartments, I feel that there have been changes which are not always positive. It is understatement that the kitchen staff must follow these instructions that they are given, yet I hope they are professional enough to see some of the items that are producing are not up to standards and we used to get from the dining room. I appreciate the opportunity to comment on this part of the services here at the Carrington. The portions of food have been cut down considerably for most of the meals. When the chicken is served, especially on the bone, there's a very little protein to that meal. The brisket, which is tasty, did not have enough gravy so it could be reheated to enjoy another time, and other than exactly when it was delivered. The salads are usually fairly meager and the variety of choices is so diminished that I have skipped ordering and have prepared something to eat on my own. I so look forward to the wonderful desserts, which I completely deleted and packaged in commercial cookies that have been substituted. I also enjoyed having soup offered 2 meals each day, and now I'm disappointed that I rarely get any soup. I even have made a variety of homemade soups to keep in my freezer on my own. Here are specifics to simplified form. Portions are diminished, variety with more flavorful recipes, ability to reheat with better outcomes, return to better desserts, bagels, and soups. I look forward to getting back to normal when, of course, it is safe to do so for all of us. Again, I appreciate everything that everyone is doing.
Any comments, Chef, on any of these?
Not that all the comments don't have their merits, but there's you know, I just have to balance it out, because is many of the, you know, some of the concerns and, you know, I understand with the, you know, the turkey burger and things like that, we have to watch the, you know, the cooking. You know, there's a lot of, you know, the food's no good. Well, as an example, I had a resident meet me, that waited for me to leave the other day, just so she could say how wonderful everything is. And I've gotten a lot of those
Yeah,
comments.
I have received a lot of the positive
And,
feedback too.
so it's, you know, it's, the intent is to exceed expectations. It's never to not exceed expectations. But, some people like chicken liver, some people like veal liver, some people don't like liver at all. So what we're trying to do is offer a variety, as well as look at cooking techniques and methods and consistency, and, you know, as the example of the pierogi. I was right there, and yes, we boiled the pierogi, and we pan-seared them, and onions just like I would at home, or just like my Polish grandmother would. You know, we continue to improve, we continue to work on those things that don't hit the mark, you know. Again, we want to exceed expectations, not just meet expectations. So we're constantly working on those challenges.
Good. Any other?
And you have not
comments?
begun to order cheaper cuts of food, have you?
No, from the same vendors, same cuts.
Okay.
You know, none of that, we haven't changed vendors, all the specs are the same.
Has your vendor said anything about some possible shortages that might be
So,
coming?
yeah, to that, well, the market's a challenge, you know, whether it's the restaurant industry or, you know, the person going grocery shopping. So what we're seeing in the beef market right now, is the overreaction, and I compare it to toilet paper.
Mhm.
So everybody's in a panic over beef.
Yeah.
And so now people have way over purchased beef, and it's really affected the market. What's also affected the market is, you know, the supply chain having such a, overstock of product. Milk, you know, we see on the news, you know, milk getting dumped out.
Mhm.
Then there's questions why we're giving it to a shelter, and a lot of those things, you know, those are industry issues that we have no control over. But all that has affected, this COVID has affected the supply chain, meaning, you know, they just don't know how much to produce. You know, the farmers have cut back the produce and planting crops, just for the fact that they're not going through the same amount of produce as they were before. We've got egg issues, you know, with the hard-cooked eggs, as a matter of fact, you know, the two vendors that we get the hard-cooked eggs from, not that we can't cook eggs ourselves, but at this stage of what we're bringing in as product, and even shell eggs, you know, they seem to have a challenge in bringing that in on a consistent basis, and as well as lettuce. And again, it's these, it's about, how much they're producing,
Sure.
and how much is the industry using. And we're gonna see also, when restaurants gear back up again, there's gonna be another, if you will, whiplash effect. Because all these restaurants, hotels, casinos, whatever food service, are absolutely, have no stop.
Right.
So it's gonna impact the market when they have to gear up. Now, you think of one restaurant opening, now you've got hundreds and thousands of restaurants opening across the country,
Mhm.
and there's just gonna be this whiplash effect that's gonna affect everybody.
Yeah, sure.
And it's
Yeah.
gonna, you know, supply and demand, you know, prices go up, you know, inventories and everything else.
All you have to do is look at the news.
Yeah.
And you'll see the shelves are being emptied, they're hoarding pork, they're hoarding everything
Mhm.
right off the
Yeah.
shelves.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
True. Yeah. Any other comments?
We can
Questions?
we can hear the positive.
We're gonna end with the positive. We always like to hear the
No.
positive, right, Chef?
Nobody is hoarding soy milk, thankfully.
Yeah.
No, soy milk, and those are the milks I wanna add to, thanks for saying that. We do have almond milk and we do have soy milk. So there were some residents that one of those particular milks, we had just gave them the whole, have a couple gallons, you know? Go ahead and just give you the whole gallon, so anybody wants soy milk or almond milk, we have it, and that is not running out at all. Yeah. So the positive feedback, Wonderful chili today. Best I've ever had in a long time. Hot dogs were good too. Meals have been delicious. Kudos to the new chef. Glad to see soup and side salads are added. Choices have been very limited. This is why some of the residents are unhappy with the food service. Often don't care for either of the two choices. Tuesday, the filet was excellent. Potatoes were also super. Unfortunately, no side salad and no lemonade. In the future, please knock, especially when ice cream is the dessert. We never heard a knock and we were listening for dinner. On the good side, my husband said the cauliflower au gratin was the best vegetable he has had here in 7 months. Thank you. Thanks, Chef. Monday, Cornish hen was excellent. Potatoes were delicious. Thank you. Wednesday, April 22nd. Dinner. Pork tenderloin was outstanding. So was the sweet potato. Beans were cooked perfectly. How do we get lemonade that was ordered? Monday, April 27th. Dinner. Pork was overcooked. Potatoes were excellent though. Tuesday, April 28th. Ravioli was wonderful. Very tasty. Wednesday, April 29th. Dinner. Salmon was cooked perfectly. Was very tasty. The different methods of cooking potatoes is a welcome change. Wednesday, April 29th. Salmon was great. Thanks. Doing a great job. Wednesday, April 29th. Keep up the good work. Thursday, April 30th. Dinner. So nice to have such a variety of potatoes. The peas and mushrooms were great. The pork was overcooked. Thursday, April 30th. Lunch. The chicken salad with fresh fruit was wonderful. Salad dressing good too. Friday, May 1st. Meatloaf and Arctic char was very tasty. Keep up the good work. Friday, May 1st. I'm glad that there have been more choices of meat, not just immersed in gravy and sauces, possibly to keep the calories down. Saturday, May 2nd. Just want to say thanks. You've all been doing such a great job in this trying time. Tuesday, May 5th. I really appreciate the menu. It allows me to avoid high calorie sauce and gravies, but got a healthy fish and meat. And that is it.
That was good. And I think that's from the majority of the residents.
Well, again, we're here to not to meet expectations, but to exceed expectations. And, some of the things, having the Arctic char, the lake trout, next week there's rockfish on the menu.
Whoa.
So it's in the bass family, it's nice flaky, just, again, trying different things and bringing, the fresh vegetables and, I need to use up the product that we have in-house, so there may be some things that you'll see that are convenience items, but that's just food product, we don't wanna throw it away, obviously, we don't wanna be wasteful. And we don't wanna put it on just to put it on the menu, we want to make sure that it matches and it pairs properly with what we're serving as well.
Any other
So
questions?
we wanna thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate your time.
I have one question before we stop.
Yes.
You did address the Mother's Day menu.
Mhm.
For the people who will see this, I guess the order will be just a regular Mother's Day menu, or how, just order it that way?
Yeah, it's gonna be the regular menu. So chef added some more options and some more choices. It made it a little bit more upscale, more nicer menu for Mother's Day.
Okay,
But the options will be available to everybody.
okay. Yep.
And I wanted to add, Monica's doing very well. She's resting, she's healing. She appreciates everyone's nice feedback and get well cards and everything. She wanted to express that. And she will be with us, hopefully next month by the end of June. We're hoping, but we're just letting,
Oh, that's till the end of June. Oh, wow.
yeah, to
Big
the end of
recovery.
June.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
possibly middle of June, but probably looking towards the end of
Gotcha, okay.
June. She has to rest up at least 6 weeks.
Okay.
So she's doing well. We still talk to her on the phone and we still involve her in everything, and she's very much involved with all the food, and she looks at the menus as well, so she's been a great help. So, yeah.
Good deal.
Well, I say welcome you again. and-
Welcome, Dawn.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I
Lizetta.
appreciate you, Doug.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And, oh, I have a question.
Mhm.
Probably nobody liked this but me. Liver and onions.
Ooh.
You like it?
Yeah.
What kind of liver? Beef liver, veal liver, chicken liver?
Calf liver.
Yeah.
And how many people do you think would enjoy this? Is that something that we could run on the menu as an option?
Well, you can forget my wife, she doesn't like it. But you can give me her portion.
Sure.
Put it out one time and see how many people circle it, huh?
It's hard to say, I wouldn't
It's
know.
hard
the
to
answer.
say, we have never had it,
Okay.
never.
Well, maybe one of those days where we offer, you know, an extra option, so to speak. That we could, you know, be able to forecast and
Nice
order.
calf liver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Saute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saute and blue.
And we like sauteed spinach,
Mm.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Real saute,
Right,
not just the.
right. Sauteed spinach, we gotta write that down.
And peppers and potatoes are very nice,
Ooh, it's delicious.
very delicious.
Peppers and
Yeah,
potatoes.
we do thank you.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We can't please everybody, but
But, you know, even hearing the negative comments, comments, you know, we don't get too high, we don't get too low.
Mhm.
You know, we take everything that 100%, for the comment that it's made, because, you know, the way I look at it too, somebody invested making that comment, and they feel very passionate about that, so we don't wanna demean any of the comments, or we don't want to not take them as though we're not taking them seriously, and we're gonna gobble up all the positive comments. There's learning in every way, so, and we do share these comments with the staff, and we go through them, and it's reviewed with them, so it's not something that we just talk about and they never hear about it, so.
our residents will be happy to hear you say that, because they feel that nobody cares, they write it and nobody listens. So they're gonna be happy to hear that.
Sure. Yeah, we hear everybody loud and clear, and that we're very proactive, and, you know, the relationship's been great.
Mhm.
You know, I can't believe, you know, a month has gone by already, so time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Everybody's been so nice,
The
and,
kitchen staff kinda like you too.
yeah,
Yeah, I know our meals are just, we just love, but we don't even know, we just do a question mark for dinner, and
Mhm.
it's always fun, whatever it is. It's always fun,
Just thank you.
and we're easy to please, we are, so,
Yeah.
thank you very, very
Yeah,
much.
my pleasure, thank you for the kind words.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And with the virus, the traffic's not too bad coming to work, right?
Oh, let's hope it stays that way. I know.
Traffic is another issue.
Oh, gosh.
That's
Right.
You have bad days on 57?
There were some challenges on Saturday
When you
night.
married in.
Saturday
Yeah.
night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they closed the local lanes, there was,
Yeah, they had that.
there was a truck that was on, tow truck that was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
fire.
Oh,
yeah.
They had someone that was, on the bridge, attempting suicide at 79th Street in Van Ryan, and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
So,
you know, yeah.
but there's, you know, traffic's traffic, you know, it's a part of the, wherever you're driving, it's a part of
Yeah.
our roads, so.
Okay. Well, thank you, and we don't wanna keep you, cause we don't want our dinner to be late.
Wonderful.
And you're gonna cut that off.
Yes, oh, thank you.